All honor, praise, and glory be to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Wahakudash Wakah. In this lesson, I'll be covering allegories, metaphors, more of the elect type of talking Yahushua the Lord was doing. But before I get going, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who are well. Peace and blessings to the brothers teaching the truth across the four corners of the earth. First and foremost, peace and blessings to the faithful elect, which consisted of Israelites, right? The men teaching the truth, the men, women, and children that believe, that have turned back. An Israelite nation consists of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, by the way. All right, so what we actually be going into is Matthew 20. We're going to start with Matthew. We're going to be going into the cup. I'll put it like that. We'll be going into the cup. The inward part, right? The inward parts. So, quick briefing. Yahushua, he spoke in parables, which I do another series on, which I cover in another series called the Parable Series, right? The Parables of Yahushua series. And when we break them down, explain what he was actually, saying. And in this one, we're doing the allegories and the metaphors. And there's a difference between allegories, parables. It's a different type of style of literary use, which is, between metaphors, allegories, and parables. And the metaphor is really just a parable, or a parable is really just a metaphor, more just broadened. But in between these, we'll just be doing Salakia. We'll just be going over the allegories. And like I said, a quick briefing on allegories. Let me get my information pulled up really quick, just so you can hear it, then we'll go into the scriptures so you'll know. All right, difference between allegory and parable. It says both allegory. This is a difference between .net. It says both allegory and parable are stylistic devices used in works of literature. The two are used to achieve the highest or richest styles of presenting hidden messages without being overly telling. Even though the two are usually misconceived to mean the same or have a relation, there exist major differences between them. What is an allegory? An allegory is a simple story, poem, or image whose interpretation can be used to reveal a hidden meaning. The usual lesson in allegories include moral or political ones and require a deeper analysis and interpretation of the piece of work. So an allegory is typically considered to be in the same line with moral of stories. So moral of the story, or of a story. So an allegory is simply a poem or a story that its vehicle may be a character, it may be or an event that will be used to pretty much convey a moral lesson. You see what I'm saying? And the basic characteristic of an allegory is that it does not just come out and reveal the moral of a story. So it's simply to get a moral across. So that's what a allegory is. And real quick, let's do this. Bear with me just a second. go here. Because I want to get these words real quick for you. So, parable is a short story that teaches a moral spiritual lesson, but an allegory is a work of art that can reveal hidden message, hidden meaning, usually of moral importance. For a fiction, this usually involves characters, settings, and or events that represent us other issues. So when you go into events is a thing that happens, right? Especially one of importance. And let's get that word moral. When you go into the word moral, it says concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior and the goodness or badness of human character. So allegory is to pretty much show you, when Yahweh is using allegories, these are messages in which he's pretty much condemning or reproofing or rebuking, certain right and wrong behavior, you see, which is what morals are. He's pretty much trying to give morals. You see, he's teaching morals because a lot of, jakes, they effed up, they're not right, in the spirit. So moral, concerned with, right, and which is the meaning of or the purpose of an allegory. So moral, concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior. So when Yahweh uses allegories, that's what he's trying. That's the point. Because he's concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior and the goodness of badness of human character. Holding or manifesting high principles for proper conduct. It says a lesson, especially concerning what is right or prudent, that can be derived from a story, a piece of information, or an experience. So morals, a person's standards or behavior or beliefs concerning what is and is not acceptable for them to do. Let's get into it. So this is Matthew 23 and 27. Matter of fact, I'm going to start with 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. So the Lord is upset right here. Now let's get going. All right. It says he just called them hypocrites, which is a person who pretty much, don't practice what they preach, man. You see? But that's a whole nother thing. Let's stay on the point. It says, for ye make clean. So, and the Lord obviously has a problem with that. For ye make clean, so he goes on to say, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter. So it's like he's given the event, right? This is an allegory right here. He's given, which is pretty. It contains events, and an event is a thing done. So when you washing dishes, that's an event. So if I be like, in the event of you washing dishes, you put these paper towels right here, because that's a thing that you will be doing. So that's an event. So the Lord is clearly using an allegory right here. Now, if it's an allegory, the point of an allegory is to pretty much convey to one right and wrong behavior. You see what I'm saying? Which we know to simply just be rebuke, reproof, edification. You see what I'm saying? Which means to bring one to a higher, knowledge. Bring one up higher mentally. You see what I'm saying? Mentally and in knowledge and morally, pretty much. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye may clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. So pretty much the Lord is telling us who he's pretty much saying, meaning he's saying that because what's the point of cleaning the cup if you're not gonna clean the outside of the cup? If you're cleaning the cup, if you're only gonna clean the outside but not the inside, which really is the most important, because If it's a cup, you drink out of a cup, and what you drink sits on the inside of the cup, not the outside. You see what I'm saying? So that's dangerous. You see what I'm saying? That's not uh, that's not forthcoming. You know, the cup look outside clean on the outside, but the inside is dirty as hell. You see what I'm saying? But you put some juice in it. You got the nerve to try to put some juice in it. You never even addressed the inside of the cup, but you put it up in the cabinet for somebody to go use it, because it's just this nice, chalice, if you will, silver chalice. You see what I'm saying? You only concerned with the outside of it. People come over to use the cup. It's dirty as hell on the inside, man. You can't it's no good. You can't even do nothing with it. It's deceiving and not forthcoming. And obviously, anyone that would do that is deceiving themselves. So let's keep going. Thou blind Pharisee, clean first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. You see what I'm saying? Because it starts from within and everything manifests outwardly. You see what I'm saying? Like, pretty much, that's the most important part. That's what counts, the inside of the cup. So obviously, in this instance, he's giving an allegory, and the event here would be washing dishes. You see what I'm saying? And the cup obviously would be the Pharisees. You see? And this cup, more than likely, is a chalice based off the type of men the Pharisees were. And if you don't know what a chalice is, you can go back to the days of Lil Jon, when crunk music was around, when Jake was walking around with these chalices that was iced out. You see what I'm saying? Because they looked good. They had a good, nice, kingly outward appearance, royal appearance, high dignity in appearance. But what if they were actually dirty the whole time? Dirt and on the inside, you'd be like, what the? You know what I'm saying? You really wouldn't want nothing to do with that cup. You see? If you actually knew that. But, real quick. Now, when you go into that word cup.
Strong's G 4221. Patarion.
A cup, a drinking vessel. See that? So that's it. It's if you're the cup, people gonna, I guess, drink what's within you. So that's why it's so important to get the inward right. You see what I'm saying? And not the outward, And I'll continue, because there's a lot of brothers that have tendencies like this, men, women, you see what I'm saying, of our nation. They worry about the outside before getting the inside right. You see what I'm saying? If you get the inside right, then if you know the inside right, then you can go ahead and deal on the outside. You see what I'm saying? You're backwards if you're doing it the other way around, because you can't even be dealt with at that point. You see what I'm saying? How is it that your mind is not right? You don't know what's going on, but yet you appear to know. You see what I'm saying? But when it actually come down to it, you don't, man. You see what I'm saying? So you want to, you want to fix the inward part first. Then the outward can be dealt with, because it will match. You shouldn't look like something you aren't. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't come off like something you aren't, man. That's deceiving and not forthcoming. But it says, thou blind Pharisee, cleanse the first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, but within Salakia. Where are we at? For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, you see, but within are full of dead man's bones. You see, and of all uncleanness, because you can't touch a dead body. You see what I'm saying? But they saying he's pretty much saying what's within you is a lot, pretty much is stuff that you shouldn't be dealing with. You see what I'm saying? That's what you actually contain. No one you contain stuff no one should be dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So you're no good, man. But yet you're coming off as if that's not the case. You see what I'm saying? So you're deceitful. You know, and you're deceiving yourself. Now we're gonna jump back up because it's something that he wanted to point out in this, and I'm gonna get the scriptures on pretty much how to fix this. Matthew 23 and 25, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye may clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. So he's telling you, you're like, you look good, but on the inside, you see what I'm saying? But your actions, your mindset is extortion and excess. You see what I'm saying? You don't know how to be a base. You see what I'm saying? You're greedy. You see what I'm saying? All these different things is your actions, and your actions is dictated off, you know, who you truly are, where you're truly at, and your mindset. And your words is full of extortion and excess. Why? Because that's based off who you truly are. Those are actions too, which are based off who you truly are and where your mind is truly at. Because it say out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You see what I'm saying? So you only gonna speak what you actually got on the inside. You see what I'm saying? What your mind actually contains, man. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you know. So you can know where you at based off listening to what you be talking about, man. And you'll know what you're full of. Now, at that point, you need to look in the mirror and see how you actually coming off. Do you match? Do you look how you depart of where you actually are? You see what I'm saying? Because it's impossible for you to do it if that's just not where you at, where your mind is at. It's impossible for you to speak of, say you want to appear holy or you want to do all these other different things. Well, it's possible for you to actually do holy things and speak only. It's just speak holiness. You see what I'm saying? If that's not where your mind is truly at, if that's not what your mind contains, you see what I'm saying? So you should really look where you see that's your match where you truly are. But anyway, so when you go into the word, we're gonna get extortion.
Strong's G 724. Harpage. Harpage.
The act of plundering, robbery. See, these dudes was thieves. You see what I'm saying? They were hirelings, which is talked about in Ezekiel, the 34th chapter, I believe. You see what I'm saying? Which I'll get for a quick example. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get it now. But I don't want to draw this out too much. This is Slakia. This is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 34 and 2. It says, I'm going to start at 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel, which will be, the Pharisees, the scribes, the lead men. Prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, unto the shepherds. Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. You see what I'm saying? Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? So you in the seat of leading. You see, you appear to be the leader of the flock, but when it come down to your actions and what's really going on, you're not even leading the flock, man. You feeding yourself. You see what I'm saying? You ain't even feeding the flock, you're feeding yourself. It says, ye are fat, and ye clothe you with the wool. Ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock. See that? And this is verse 9. Therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock, neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore. Because you're trying to look and be in that position, but when it actually come down to it, you're not actually being in that position. See, it don't match up. It don't go together. For I will deliver my flock from their mouth. You see, because you telling them one thing, but you don't actually live up to it. You see what I'm saying? You tell the Israelites, our people, one thing, but you don't actually live up to it. You see what I'm saying? But it says, so the Lord's going to deliver us from your mouth. From there, the Lord will deliver his people from these people's mouths. It says, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. You see what I'm saying? So that's that robbery, man. They just feasting off, they're actually eating the flock, feasting off of it, off the flock. You see what I'm saying? So this is exactly what Yahushua came and did. That's just a quick example. You see? So extortion, robbery. Let's get this too. You know what? Matter of fact, let's go here. This is Jeremiah 50. And let's jump to 17. Salakia. Matter of fact, I really want to get 7. It says, I'm going to start at 6. It says, my people have been a lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. See that? By their words. But yet they're in the lot of looking like holy men. They're in a lot of looking like leaders, appearing as to be the leaders, but they're not actually leading. They're in a lot of actually appearing and looking like to be teachers, but they're not actually teaching. They're actually lying. You see what I'm saying? You see that with the ISUBKs, the IUICs, the Yohanas, the Nates. It says, my people have been correctly, teaching correctly. You see what I'm saying? It says, and accurately, he says, my people have been a lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray by these ways. It says, they have turned by this deceitfulness, the outward appearance, but the inwardness is not there. You see? The inward correlation is not there. There's no correlation between their outward and their inward. And they're not actually about how they appear. You know? It says, my people have been a lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Listen, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries, see, all that found them have devoured them. And that's the shepherds. That's these dudes. So they extortioners. This is what Yahushua was talking about. And their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned. But that's actually going to Esau. But it said, Lord, that's why the Lord said, all that have found them. You see, until the true man will come. You see, even now with the true man, because there must be heresies among us to know who's manifest, man, who's proved. Paraphrasing. You know, and this is let me get one more. This is Titus 1:11. It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. You see, so they just use our people. That's how our people are ultimately devoured by these shepherds, these false pastors, these false prophets, these Pharisees and Sadducees back on earth, these scribes, man, because you know, they just, you know, they got Nick Musk playing booster clubs to take this. I mean, it's crazy, man. You see up the things that's going on in some of these congregations by these leaders, man. And it's not to even actually help the flock at all. It's not to actually benefit the flock, the brothers and sisters at all. You see what I'm saying? It's just to feed themselves. You see what I'm saying? 1 Peter 5:2. It says, feed the flock of God, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of ready mind. So people get into this just to because they know people want to be led. So they just pretty much put themselves in a situation to use these people that want to be led and give their all just to for a game, man. You see, to hit a lick, pretty much. You know, you got Israelites coming in the Lord's fold to lead. You see what I'm saying? But to hit a lick, you know, to hit a lick. That's these dudes, man. You know. So that's the extortion part. I'm gonna close this out in just a second. Extortion. So I know I just been talking. Let me see. Okay. Yep.
Strong's G 147. Ice hakerdos. Ice hakerdos.
That's the word for filthy lucre, and it means eagerness for base gain. And the scriptures tell us he that had that has that is hasty to get rich, you know, has an evil eye. You see what I'm saying? And that's how these that's pretty much extortion, man. You know, Proverbs 28:22, he that hasted to be rich hath an evil eye. You see what I'm saying? And considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. So going back to go ahead and close this out, because this went longer than it needed to go. But it says, well, so that's what they're full of. They're full of extortion on the inward, but they looking like they after money, but yet you're appearing to be holy. That's off. You see what I'm saying? You holy, you're set apart. You if you're doing that, if you're looking like that, that means you should be holy and set apart. Not actually caring about these things, not actually hasting to be rich. You see what I'm saying? That's how you should actually be thinking and actually performing. You see what I'm saying? You should not look like the men of the Lord if you're not, you know, actually the part. You know, the women that believe, you should not be dressing like this if you're not actually mentally don't have this understanding. If you're not mentally and can speak, you know, what you look like. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense. And then excess. When you go into excess, it means want of self-control, incontinence, and continence, intemperance. Let's get that word. So when you go in intemperance, overindulgence, drinking, lack moderation of restraint. You see what I'm saying? So these are dudes and women that's appearing to be the holy, the reserved, you see what I'm saying? And they don't even have no damn self-control, man. You know? So the Lord has an issue with that. So that's why this is an allegory. You're the cup. Clean first the outward part, man. Clean the inward part of Salakia. And the outward gonna be clean as well. You see? You know, so incontinence, which is lack of voluntary control over it. So let's get the better one. It says lack of self-restraint. You see? This is Luke 11:39. And the Lord said, now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inward part is full of ravening and wickedness. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing he had issue with that's going on. But yet they looking like they're dressing and coming off and appearing and being in certain positions of being in, you know, self-controlled and holy and restrained and not worrying about the money and just money, or you see what I'm saying, not and about teaching it correctly and what the scriptures is about. The scriptures. If that's not where you at, you shouldn't be coming off appearing like that, man. You see what I'm saying? It's just that simple. You know, you go into ravening, same thing. So the Lord didn't say nothing new here. Ravening is going into plundering and robbery. So these are two main issues. And then you got wickedness for the second word, which is depravity, iniquity, malice, evil purposes and desires. You know, one's after the wrong things. You see what I'm saying? Plots, iniquity, you know, wickedness, and wickedness, iniquity is just wickedness is sin, immoral, grossly unfair behavior. You see what I'm saying? Spitefulness, the intention or desire to do evil, ill will. This can't be, you can't appear to be a man or woman of the Lord and this is you. You see what I'm saying? Now how do you fix this? We're gonna go ahead and get this and get this out. Get this over with. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. This is Psalms 51:6. You know what? I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 3. I acknowledge my transgression, and my sin is ever before me. So he's starting with his mind first. He's starting from the inside, man. Why? Verse 6. It says, "Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts." You see, and in the hidden part, thou shalt make me to know wisdom. So how would you just want to appear like you know wisdom if you don't actually know wisdom? Do you even know what wisdom is? You know what it even means? Do you know how far it even goes? You see what I'm saying? And then let's go here real quick. So it says, so the Lord was talking about washing dishes. Verse 2, wash me thoroughly from my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. You see, which is the things on your inward parts, which is pretty much your mindset, which helps you go out and speak sin and act out sin in a multitude of ways, which is speaking or physically. You see what I'm saying? Doing sin, but it's all based off your mind and spirit. So that's why you need to clean the inward part first, clean your mind first, because your mind leads to saying things wrong, teaching things wrong, not doing the right things. You see what I'm saying? Verse 10, creating me a clean heart. See that? Oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. Now, because this is the Yahushua didn't come to teach nothing new. This is Isaiah 1:16. Wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. You see what I'm saying? So how do you wash? How do you make the cup clean? The inward part. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're not clean inwardly, the Lord is. That's why it says, you need to wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doing from before my eyes. Cease to do evil. That's what you actually contain. You need to learn to do well. See, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. You see what I'm saying? It says, "Come now, and let us reason together," saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. And when something is made white, pretty much it's clean again. You see, though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. And that's going into I forget the term for it, but those of the ancient time that had the jobs of cleaning wool. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this last one. This is Psalms 110, I believe, and Salaki, not 110, 119. Oh yeah, 119 and yeah, 110, I believe. 119 and 1. Psalms 119 and 9, Salaki, overlooked it. But it says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according thereto, according to thy word." You see that? So you gotta learn this word, take this word in, get this word inside of you in your mind. That's gonna cleanse your mind. That's gonna purify your work. That's gonna purify you. You see what I'm saying? That's how you're gonna become clean, man. By taking, not only hearing, but taking heed. Meaning, matter of fact, let's go back there real quick. When you go into the word heed, because that's important. You got Shamar.
Strong's H 8104. Shamer. Shamer.
To keep guard, observe, give heed. You see that? Keep watch and ward, protect, save life. Observe, retain, treasure up, and look in parentheses, in memory. See that? So you have to clean your mind. You have to have this word on your mind to become cleansed, man. This word, and you have to which would be you taking heed to it. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, man. Uh, that's the issue with the Pharisees, and that's why Yahushua brought out that allegory. You see what I'm saying? To show amongst the disapproval of the moral behavior in which people are bringing forth. They don't have the proper right conduct, man. You shouldn't be appearing such one way and you ain't actually right. You see what I'm saying? You need to get right and then you can appear that way. You see what I'm saying? That's when it makes sense to appear that way. You should appear where you at. So get your mind right first. Get this word get according to the word. Learn the word first. Then you can be on that level. It makes sense to appear as such or whatever. John 15:3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. All praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We'll be back on another one. Shalom.